Good morning or afternoon. Anne here, day 12, March 27th, 2020. A couple of things while I'm sitting here. Um, let's see. The numbers today, they were thrilled that Maryland's Eastern Shore has not gone up any in 3 days. Hopefully that is the you stay home order and it keeps it. Unfortunately, Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware all went up 30% from yesterday, and Maryland's at 774, Virginia's at 604, and Delaware's at 163. Boris Johnson contracted the coronavirus. That's UK's Prime Minister. And more in the US than anywhere else, any other country in the world, 85,000 to date. Some things that I thought about. One, as I ate my last piece of fresh banana, it's been 12 days, and I refrigerated them, which I don't ever do, so that they would last longer. So I am out of bananas. Oh no. But I did freeze 4 of them, so I chopped them up in little quarters, laid them out on a piece of wax paper, put them in the freezer so I can pull out little pieces and throw in my yogurt. Of course, my yogurt only has about 3 more days of that too, but I do have cereal and boxed milk products, my almond milk and coconut milk in boxes. So I will have cereal and eggs. Just finished up a dozen eggs over the 12 days. I don't know where they went because I don't eat eggs that much, but I've been baking and they do go in my baking too. So I'm going to use one today, and that brings us to the thing that I wanted to talk about today, and that was food. Food is always an important part of our lives. I don't know about you, but my husband and I, we live to eat. That's the way it is. We don't eat to live, we live to eat. And when we go on vacations, that's our big thing. Where are we going to go to restaurants? What are we going to eat? Let's walk through the boardwalk and get fries and pizza and nicoboli and ice cream and, So sort of being here and not going to the grocery store every day, I went to the gym every day at home, and there were 2 grocery stores within a stone's throw of the gym. So I always stopped at the grocery store, Safeway and Weis are right there, and picked up fresh produce, fresh vegetables and fruits. As I said, my bananas are gone. I've got a couple of apples and oranges and pears. Who would have thought when I left that there could be a possibility of 60 days? I was thinking 2 weeks, my husband thought 3. So, but I did bring my bread machine, so I have made some bread, gluten-free with my fresh fruits, or the dried fruits in them. And I brought my spiralizer, so I did the beets the other day. Speaking of that, I dyed eggs for the grandkids for the 924 Grandma YouTube. And I dyed an egg. I had 1 hard-boiled egg. And I saved the beet juice and tried dyeing my hair. Not any purple in there, unfortunately. So it didn't work. I left it on for about an hour, but oh well. Okay, so I brought the spiralized beets the other day. Had those in my spaghetti sauce. So everything's about food. Today I had a package of egg rolls. So I had one of those for lunch with some apple. And the other thing that I thought of is I had a little bit of cauliflower that I brought down. I had a huge head at home. Left some for my husband. We had eaten some, and I froze some. So we like, and my husband and I eat so differently. My diet consists mostly of fruits and vegetables and healthy foods, somewhat. I do like my maple syrup added to everything, and I like my chocolate, but I do eat it without sugar. So we, over the course of the last, I guess 15, 20 years ago, I saw a recipe for a cauliflower pizza. I made one, and I was going to save some for him, and it was so good I ate it all. So I made a second one a little while later, and he never got any of that either. By the time that I made the third one, he got some of that, and he declared it better than a real pizza. So I thought I would make some cauliflower pizza. The first thing I did was take my little food processor, and this was not an expensive one. I think I bought this at Big Lots in Seaford. So like $8, and it worked really great. I put cauliflower, the lid fell. I put cauliflower in there, chopped it up, put it in there with a clove of garlic. It took 2 batches to do what cauliflower I had left, and then I put it in a container. I usually use a pie pan, but I'm limited here with my pots and pans. Didn't realize that, you don't realize those things until they happen. And then you put some shredded Parmesan cheese. I think the recipe calls for like a 1/4 cup of shredded cheese. This is an Italian blend with Parmesan, Asiago, and Romano cheese. So most people will tell you that know me is that I do not measure. I am a dumper, not a measurer. So put about 1/4 cup or a little more. I like cheese, so more the merrier. Then I have half an egg in here. As I said, I was baking. So I'm going to put another egg in there. This recipe usually calls for 1 egg, but I'm just going to add a little more. It just helps bind it, hold it together. You will not be able to pick up this pizza like a pizza. Sorry, you have to eat it out of the pan, but it's nice and warm, and if you eat it out of the pan, so I'm pouring it right on top of the cauliflower, gonna mix it up, and I'm just making it in the pan. Normally I would make it in a bowl, but I don't want to have to wash another bowl. So we're trying to economize on everything. I have tried to economize on everything. Water is the one thing I think I'm using more of than economizing less on than anything else. I'm not taking showers every day, and I'm not washing my hair, but maybe twice a week. I washed it today. So we pat this down. You would set your oven for 450. Watch it. Wait until it gets a little brown. And then add your toppings. As I said, my husband and I eat very differently. So my toppings would be spinach or greens of some type. I like kale too. Mushrooms, cherry tomatoes. We don't use pizza sauce on it, we don't use a pizza sauce on it. Cherry tomatoes, mushrooms, spinach, and lots of cheese, mozzarella, regular cheese, whatever you've got. After it comes out that 20 minutes, then you would top it and put it back in until the toppings are nice and brown and crispy, about another 10 minutes maybe. My husband uses a buffalo chicken recipe, so he'll slice pieces of chicken on there, put bacon on there, put some onions and some peppers. I'll put some red peppers on there too tonight. And then he'll pour over it the buffalo sauce, which is a hot sauce, and ranch dressing, and then he'll bake that. So that is our cauliflower pizza, and it is delicious. I like it. So the other thing that I started today is I was thinking of all the things, and you know what? It's such a nice day that I think I'll take you outside with me. I'm sitting here by my window so you can see outside, and it is gorgeous. It's supposed to be almost 70 today, so let's enjoy it. So I was thinking today, last night and this morning, about how much I've learned from the coronavirus. And I think we all have something to learn from this. We waste a lot, for one thing. I think that's the biggest thing that I'll take away from it. I always have tried to be very cautious with waste as far as food and other items, but I think we waste quite a bit, especially food. I think there was some study that said about 30% of all fruits and produce go in the trash, because we just buy and we don't eat it. So we're a society that spends a lot on stuff, and we just don't eat it as much as we should. And going on with that, my mind's gone somewhere else. So before I forget, tonight on Shark Tank at 8 o'clock, I think it's channel 47 down here, the Bridgeville Ice Creamery, and sorry, I forget the name of it. If you go up on 404, go to 13, turn on 404 towards the beaches, there's a farm, maybe 2 miles down there, and they have ice cream. And the reason they started the ice cream is they were throwing away a lot of their produce because it wasn't pretty. So they decided to use those good tasting but not attractive looking produce to make ice cream. And so I guess they're pitching something with maybe going larger at Shark Tank. So I'm anxious to see that tonight because their ice cream is delicious. That's where I stop if I feel like getting ice cream. So where was I? So we throw away a lot. So trying not to be as wasteful. So I've started composting. I'm eating less. I'm not using bottled water. That may be out of necessity. I have water here, no problem, but if we lose electricity for whatever reason, if this thing goes sideways, I have a well here, so I don't have water. So I have a 2.5 gallon container of water, and I have a case and a half of bottled water, and I'm saving it, and I'll use it if I need it. But I think this, and I have a pitcher that has a filter in it, and I brought an extra filter just in case, and I will use that until I can't. And I use that at home all the time. So I try to, but we do still use the bottled water a lot. So I'm trying not to use as much plastics, trying to use my glass containers with lids to put in the refrigerator with leftovers, not use as much of the Ziplocs and that type of thing, things I can rewash. And do with what I have. I mean, you have to make do with what you have. Or go to the grocery store, and I'm not doing that. Enjoy the outdoors more. There we are. Stay in touch with those that matter. Tried to stay in touch with my son and his family, and my daughter and her family, and my grandson, and of course my husband and my sister-in-law, who's by herself also. Spending more time in prayer. That is on both sides of my list. What I've learned from the virus and the isolation, trying to, and things I need to do more of. Gets back
next. And being creative with healthy foods. There you go. I did the cauliflower pizza. So all these I wrote down early this morning and revisiting those. So, and I will add to this list, it's in my little gratitude and prayer journal, things I still need to learn.